Hey, what's going on? You know who it is. You know what it is. It's a shame that it's a big weight and height comparison between Anthony Joshua and Triple G, because I would suggest that those two motherfuckers fight each other, because to me, those two guys are two of the biggest cowardly belt holders I've ever seen. Anthony Joshua is just terrified of Deontay Wilder. He's making all these demands about, give me $60 million up front and I'll make the fight immediately. Now he said that he can see himself fight Miller and Povetkin and all that type of shit. I mean, the dude just don't want no smoke with Deontay Wilder. You know, we already know the $12 million offer was bogus. Basically, no information except possibly a venue and not really a date. You know, no details of how much of the gate Deontay Wilder would get. Just basically, he was just blowing smoke up people's asses. And then you have Triple G, who is just walking hypocrisy as far as boxing goes. Where this dude is trying to fight a motherfucker who ain't fought in over 2 years, who lost his last fight. This is why I believe that they was actually going to try to make that Carl Froch fight, because Carl Froch had been inactive for 2 years. When I say Triple G is just a fucking coward, it is what it is, man. You know, he ain't out there trying to fight the best guys. As I told you guys, after his life and death fight with Daniel Jacobs, the writing was on the wall, and that he was living on borrowed time. It really bothers me that Daniel Jacobs let that fight get away from him. If Daniel Jacobs had been just a little more aggressive and had tried to walk Triple G down and pushed him forward, he would have stopped him. And he would have just been able to beat the shit out of him, because we all know Triple G can't fight going backwards. And we all know Daniel Jacobs will correct the wrong that he did in the last fight. That's why Triple G don't want no parts of that shit. I've never seen guys that hold belts and they're reluctant to defend them against certain fighters. Say what you want to say about guys like Larry Holmes and all that type of shit. Larry Holmes would fight anybody. He didn't duck anybody. He fought everybody they put in front of him. Even after he lost the titles, he still went on to fight guys like Mike Tyson, and you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. You just look at these guys like Triple G, they get all these props and accolades for basically doing nothing. Everybody talking about how popular Anthony Joshua is, just only basically probably in the UK, but his best fight to date is against a 41-year-old, you know, Vladimir Klitschko, who had already been knocked out before. And then Triple G's best win, I can't even think what was his best win, because as I said before, he got Kell Brook out of there, but Kell Brook was a blown up welterweight, and he struggled against Kell Brook. And as I said before, we all know about the Daniel Jacobs fight and then the Canelo fight. So we try to figure out what is his signature win. This dude talked about he won all the belts. He kept using that as a bullshit excuse not to fight certain people. And the thing is, with Abel Sanchez, he just ought to be man enough and just say, hey, we had no intentions of ever fighting Andre Ward. We just was name dropping. All the people in the world they can fight, they try to fight a motherfucker who ain't fought in 2.5 years. Then they pull up some fucking, you know what I'm saying, a fucking bartender, you know, out of Mexico to try to attempt to fight him. And I mean, it's just pathetic. You know, belt holders are supposed to defend the belt. And if they don't defend it, they should give it up. And Triple G need to give up those belts. Because he ain't about being unified. He don't give a fuck about that shit. He just paper chasing just like any other motherfucker. And it's no different. These dudes are disgraces. The thing is with Triple G, at least with Anthony Joshua is only 28, but Triple G is fucking 36 years old. And ain't fought nobody of significance to this day. As I said before. I mean, excuse me, y'all just say he ain't fought the people he should have fought. He only has 3 solid fighters on his resume at age 36. And one of them was a welterweight. But then his fans justify this shit. And they justify this shit with Anthony Joshua, which I don't know why. But as I said, these fucking writers that's like out here in the United States, they make me sick. They fake as fuck, and they ain't nothing but a bunch of kiss asses. Because to me, Triple G should be catching more flack than what he's catching. The only people that's really calling him out is the people that's really on YouTube and shit. Because to be honest with you, these so-called writers and journalists, they ain't giving him the flack he should be getting, because this is just a total bitch move in Triple G. And Anthony Joshua been making bitch moves too. Them motherfuckers is pump faking. Straight up. Both of them. But Triple G been the biggest pump faker, you know, since he surfaced in 2012. As I said before, I was right about the dude. I feel so vindicated. I warned everybody about this dude. I told you that when people started coming to middleweight, all that, when real competition started coming to middleweight, you go see Triple G hesitant, and he go change his whole tune about fighting any and everybody. You said weight was your mandatory, you had to fight him in Willie Monroe, but then now you got Chalo and Doronchenko, but you don't want to fight them, and they your mandatory. See the inconsistency in this motherfucker? Like I said, Triple G is a fucking gimmick. And that's exactly what he is. He's a fucking gimmick. He's a fucking hype job. He's a long-time hype job. The dude is a straight-up coward. Him and Anthony Joshua. I have never seen 2 belt holders that are blatantly fucking cowards. Where you have Anthony Joshua, like I said, pisses on himself every time he hears the word Deontay Wilder, and Triple G refuses to fight a credible opponent. This shit is just fucking sad that I see right through both of these motherfuckers. But let me go on and get on to the next video. I'm out.